Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Buffalo Sabres rebuild. We are in round number 1 of the 2029-2030 playoffs here after a dominant season in which we won the President's Trophy and had Jack Eichel win the Art Ross, setting a career high in points with 122. We also had Byfield touching 100 as well as Tristan Holmes, as we had just a really impressive season, something that's nuts. We won 63 games, and this was by far, in my opinion, the worst roster in terms of just the bottom 6. I mean, we picked up Lewis Peverly. We had Nolan Patrick in the offseason. We traded for him, and then Kiefer Bellows is the only other acquisition we made. Everyone else we just kind of had or signed on defense. We kind of took a downgrade there as we lost UC Val Mackey, but we picked up Ville Heinola, who promptly put up just an absolute insane amount of points. Like, he set career highs by having almost 70 points. As an 84 overall, Trevor Lyon shut down defensemen in Drysdale and Rasmus Dahlin. They finished 3 of the top 6 scoring defensemen. So we are about to go up against the Ottawa Senators. Let's take a look at the ratings difference first, as they are obviously last place. They beat us in offense. I can't wait to look at this roster, as that is kind of scary. On defense, we have the edge by 5, and then in nets, they have a better goaltender, apparently, better tandem. All right, so they did finish with 20 less wins than us, which, is impressive if we were to lose, but it is NHL 20, and it has happened to us before. Last time we won the President's Trophy, I believe, we lost to the Detroit Red Wings. So Brady Tkachuk, Josh Norris, and Vitaly Kravtsov. So they have a dynamite forward group right there. Oleg Kuleshov, who they drafted in, third overall just a few seasons ago. Joshua Roy, who they drafted 4th overall. Wow, they've done really good draft-wise. All of their first-rounders have been fantastic. And they've got Jordan Greenway, Ryan Poehling, Joakim Huhtinen, Oliver Bjorkstrand, Phil Tomasino, my man. I knew I should have traded for him. And Sergei Korobov, who they picked up. On defense, it's Eric Brandstrom, who is just a force in this game, with Thomas Chabot, Bernard Docker at 84, Caleb Jones, Oliver Kylington, and Bjorn Foote. And in nets, they've got Mika Perrieta, who is a second-round pick from 8 years ago. Wow, an elite. All right, so, based on points, we should easily win, but that is not how this works. We are going to enter into game number 1 at home, and I would expect us to win by a ton, but here goes nothing. Through the first period, it is a absolute just scoring fest as we mirror each other, as they jump out to a 3-1 lead, but we battle back as Lewis Peverly, Holmes, and Gruden all make it 3-3. Wow, crazy. After the second, it is 7-3 for us, as 4 goals in the second period. Holmes, Gunther, Holmes again, as he's having a day. We can go ahead and sim the third period, because barring any major collapses, wow, that was kind of close, we win 8-5, as the goaltenders just refuse to show up in this one. That is crazy. I don't know if I've seen a high school. Actually, no. last playoff run, I believe there was a game in which we allowed 11 goals. Take a look at the 3 stars, as Holmes has a hat trick, Cousins has 3 points, and Peverly. So the bottom 6 doing well, as Cousins has not been well done. I don't know why I've kept Cousins for so long, but he has not done well, as Gord Downing is injured. Let's take a look at that. He is on our 3rd line right now, so he is going to be replaced with, let's take a look. We're going to put Tage Thompson in, and we'll leave him there. Okay, so that isn't really a big drop-off, but we do have the 1-0 lead in the series. All right, so now game number 2. Again, I would love to make it where, we go up 2-0 at home. Through the first period, it is 0-0, so a complete 180 from the last game. Through 2, it is 1-0. Kuleshov beats Lindbaum, so we are going to play out this one, and let's see what happens. We're on the power play. We don't score. Now they're on the 5-on-3. Can we kill it off? We do. All right, can we get something? Another power play, and they're going to score. Can we answer back quickly? We've got a power play of our own. We can't score. It's 2-0 them. That looks like it might be enough as they have 35 shots on goal here. Just pumping us there. And that'll do it as now it's a shutout as, wow, their goaltender really shows up there in game number 2. That's a tough one after scoring 8 in the first game. We get shut out in game 2 because that is how these Sabres go. All right, big game here. All right, I do not want to go down in this series. Playing on the road for the first time here, 63-17-2 season, and we're up 2-1. Drysdale and Dahlin, our defensive forces for the last 11 years, have actually 10 years. We have a 2-1 lead through 2. It's still a 3-2 lead as Jack Eichel gets on the board. So we're gonna play out this third period. Can we hold the lead? Power play for Ottawa. We kill it. Kuleshov scores. That's a tough one to swallow. It's now 3-3. Eichel gets it right back though. It's a goal from the boards. Power play. We were deadly in the regular season. Can we kill one off? We do. 5-3 as Holmes scores now. 6-3 as Nolan Patrick gets in on it. And again, our offense just seems to be too much to handle this season as we're going to take this one 6-3. The 3 stars, Eichel with 3 points, Holmes with 3 points, and Gargiulo with 3. So that first line contributing for 9 points into that game number 3. We now have a 2-1 lead on the series. Gord Downing is back. Do I want to mess with the lines? I mean, we did lose the one game that he did play, so that kind of makes sense. We'll put him back in, and we'll carry on. 6'5" beast. All right. Still in Ottawa. Can we take both in Ottawa? Again, we have a significant point advantage, but they have a better offense. I mean, they have a better overall team. Through 1, it is Gargiulo and Downing back into the lineup, and he's going to score on the power play. Through 2, though, we put on another 3 as our offense is just humming. 3 power play goals. We are cooking. We give up 2 in the third, but that's fine as our offense is just teeing off. I cannot wait to see how many points Holmes and Eichel have after this first round. I mean, Holmes has 9 points already as Arkapov's hurt. That's fine. In the AHL, as that's just an incredible start. We now lead the series 3-1, 9 points for Tristan Holmes. All right, can we eliminate the Ottawa Senators, make it an easy series in the first round before possibly having to face the Leafs? Through 1, it is 1-1. Gargiulo and Roy. Through 2, and we just go off again. Another 4-goal period. Byfield, Holmes, Downing, and Gargiulo. A couple power play goals. And that looks like it'll be it. I will play out the third period, but it looks like we are going to move on to the second round. As there's a goal, makes it interesting. It's 5-3 now, early in the third. Another power play for Ottawa. Let's not get them back into this. As the offense carried the load. There's another one. Nolan Patrick scores from basically the goal line. It's 6-4, though. They answer right back. And it looks like we are going to win this series. 6-4 is the final score. 3 stars. Nolan Patrick has 4 points, but Gargiulo another 3. And boys, this is impressive. This is by far the most impressive team that we've had in the postseason here. We'll take a look at the player stats as we move on to the second round. As Holmes has 10 points, Eichel with 9. Nolan Patrick on the third line has 9 points in 5 games, and Gargiulo with 7. So, I mean, that's just an insane performance there. As, 26 points in 5 games for that first line. So we'll take a look at the playoff trios, how everything's. We would love it if Detroit knocks out the Leafs. I mean, both of these teams have knocked us out before, but the Leafs have definitely given us the most amount of trouble. Wow, the reigning champ Islanders getting 3-1 right now by the Capitals. Montreal on the verge of eliminating the Penguins. And that is the only series that is over right now. So we will move on here and sim the day. As again, I would love it if the Leafs were to lose. And do they? They did. They won back-to-back, or they won game 5. Will they win game 6? Looks like it's today, and they do. We are going to play the Leafs in the second round because, of course, we would not have a playoff run if it was not to go through the Toronto Maple Leafs, as again, they had an impressive season once again. And we'll take a look at all of the stats and whatnot as throughout this playoff run. Let's take a look. We've got to be close to the most points. 10 points in a series. Kirby Dach had 12 points in 5 games, but then it's wow, there's actually quite a difference. Luke Riley, a first-round pick from us a while ago, is a 90. Man, we had so many good first-round picks. So many. We just literally couldn't hold on to them. Okay, let's take a look at these Leafs. We'll take a look at the other, as it looks like it'll be the Sharks and Blackhawks, St. Louis Blues, and Edmonton Oilers. On the eastern side, it will be the Capitals, who eliminated the reigning champ Islanders, and the Canadiens. And then, of course, we've got the Leafs, who have just been an absolute thorn in our sides. Let's take a look at this Leafs team. 10 years in the future. So it looks like our AHL squad's still in, and we have the advantage in every single spot. So that is good to see. Things you like to see. But let's go take a look at their lines. As I wonder if Matthews is still on this squad. He is not. So they still have Willie Nylander. Morgan Geekie. What a name. A third-round pick from 2017 ended up being an 88 overall. Wow. With Mitch Marner, who's still on the Leafs. So no, I mean, Matthews, maybe he probably leaves and goes to Arizona in real life this time. So Troy Terry, Ryan Donato, DeBrusk, Torensky, Mark Scheifele at 37 years old, Julian Gauthier, Renberg, Cotton, and Kejkovic. On defense, Morgan Riley's still there. Liljegren now up to an 86 at 30 years old. Justice Oliver, and nothing really crazy. Dougie Hamilton's an 88 overall. And in net, we've got Ronnie Bigris as a great second-round selection. That's one thing. We haven't really had a goaltender just kind of step up, as he's clearly the starter. We have not had a goaltender really that just kind of blew up through the draft, as we don't really want to change much, as this line or these lines have been so good for us so far in that first round, but obviously a much tougher test now. I'm curious to see, what was the Lindblom's save percentage there? 912. Did a Noonan get into a game? He did. Huh. Alright, guys, so here goes nothing. Can we knock out the Toronto Maple Leafs in the second round? Here's game number 1 in Buffalo through 1. And it is another offensive just explosion. But for both teams, Bellows on the board, Gruden, and a power play goal for Dahlin. 2 power play goals for the Leafs, as it's 5 goals on 16 shots. All right, that's rough for the Tendies. Through 2, it is all Leafs, as they put up 4, we put up 1, and we are now trailing by 2 going into the third, and that is not what we'd like to see, as Lindblom absolutely getting torched. 6 goals on 21 shots currently. I mean, maybe we've got 2 in us, and that's not going to do it. 7-4 now. We get one back with Gunther. Can we answer back quickly again to make it a 1-goal game? Probably not. 5 minutes to go. Okay, we do. Can we tie it? And Marner scores immediately. That's a tough way bounce back. 8 goals on 30 shots. Like, that's just unacceptable. Holy smokes. As a really disappointing start to our second round. And the Leafs are just such a pain in the Sabres in this Dynasty run here. Like, if the Leafs and Lightning weren't really, in this, we would probably have won like 4 cups. Through 1. We are leading 2-1. Gunther and Byfield with the lead again. We had the lead going into the second period last game, and we got blown out. And we got up 2. All right, Gargiulo and Eichel now with a 3-goal lead. I think that should be enough going into the third period. Actually, we only allowed 12 shots, and of course, as I say that, they score. They have a power play. Please don't give up another goal, as they're starting to put on the pressure. They had 11 shots going into this period, and now they're up to 25, 26. Can Lindblom hold us in it? I mean, 2 goals would be a lot. Oh, my goodness. Please hold on to this. Okay. Whew. We almost blew that, as we gave up almost 22 shots in the third period. That is crazy. But we escaped with the win, but now we're going to Toronto. My goodness. Okay. All right. Big win now. See if we can win in Toronto. All right, through period number 1. It is 1-1. Patrick and Geeky score. All right, so shots are even. Scores even through 2. We have the lead. Dahlin and Byfield. Stalwarts there. All right, let's go. Now we're on, and Marner immediately ties it. They get a power play. We kill that off, and we score. Downing. Okay, he has been clutch for a 79 overall. Can we hold on to this lead and take a 2-1 lead in this? Yeah, Downing again. Are you kidding me? Oh, my goodness. Having an absolute heroic playoff run for us so far. 79 overall in a dream. And they get one back. Please don't tie it. Oh, God. Hinola scored. That was... All right. Hinola gets on the board there. That was terrifying. I thought that might have been... Marner and Geeky. 4 points there for Marner. Okay. All right. Now moving on here. We have a 2-1 lead in the series. We'll go to game number 4 as that's okay. How's the AHL going? Are we still in there? We are. Okay, we're in the second round. All right, big game number 4 here. As Nolan Patrick now leading the team with 13 points in 8 games. That's crazy. All right, big game number 4. All right, so let's go through the first period. It's 3-1 for us. Strome, Eichel, and Eichel again with Marner scoring for the Leafs. We have a 3-1 lead there. That's not bad at all. Through 2, we score again. It's who else? Oh, it's Gord Downing. And we will go with through the third as Cotton scores to make it 4-2. I hate that they are close. Let's get under 10 minutes, please, with a 2-goal lead. That would be swell, and we can't do that. Are we going to blow a 3-goal lead in the third period as almost all these games have been close in the third? Please hold on to this lead. Under 5 minutes, under 2 minutes, and we do. Oh, my goodness. All right, we take a 3-1 lead as Eichel with 2 goals, Holmes with 3 assists. Okay. All right, Eichel. It's Tristan Holmes now. 15 points in 9 games. We put the Leafs on the brink as we are just on a mission in this postseason as we lead 3-1 in the series. The Canadians lead 3-1 over the Capitals. We have not played them in any playoff runs so far in this run, in this dynasty. The Oilers 3-1 up over the Blues, and it's 2-2 in the Blackhawks and the Sharks. Let's go and see if we can end the Toronto Maple Leafs. As again, they have been super difficult for us to get through ever. Through 1. We are leading as Byfield on the power play. And Toronto scores 3. Tough period there as it's 3-2. We trail by 1. Can we get back into this and eliminate the Leafs? We do. Bellows will score to tie things up. Can we get the lead now in regulation and try and put Toronto away and avoid a Game 6? We've got 5 minutes to go. Will we see overtime? We haven't seen any overtime yet in this playoff run, and we might get it here. We will. All right, overtime. Let's see what happens. And we do. Byfield eliminates the Toronto Maple Leafs as Byfield had one heck of a series. 2 goals there. Huge performance. And we're moving right along here. As just another good round here. We haven't seen a 6th game yet. We've eliminated Ottawa and Toronto. As we're about to play our third, it looks like our third Canadian team. And it will be the Montreal Canadiens. And it will be Edmonton and the Chicago Blackhawks as we'll sim up to the Montreal series. All right, let's take a look. As they were definitely the underdogs here. 42, 31, and 9. We had 21 more wins than them. Let's take a look at the ratings. Wow. As we have a better offense, defense. They have slightly better in goaltending. Not a bad lineup in terms of ratings, though. We'll take a look at their lines in 2030 and see if there's anyone left. As the Leafs had quite a few, but that's kind of to be expected. Montreal. All right, Tara Hirosi's 86 overall. Trevor Wong, who was a first-round pick, 19th overall in 2021. Wow. And then Shane Wright, who was a 2020. He was the first overall pick in 2022. He's a 91 overall now. Max Domi's still there. He's 35. Kotkaniemi is still there. He's 29, 90 overall. And Nick Suzuki as well, so they've all stayed. Solinsk, I think I'm saying that right. Hendricks, Lapierre, Gustavs, Datsuk, who's a first rounder, 13th overall, but he's only a 78. Actually, is he a bust? That's a pretty big bust. Pierce Watton, Logan Brown, and Matthew Boldy. Yeah, so I'm not really impressed. Their defense is not good. Victor Mete, Nola Juleson, Anderson, Eklund, Trouba, and Couturier. Who do they have in net? It's Jan Bednar. Okay. Jan Bednar. 84 overall. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. As again, we're 8-2 in this playoff. As Eichel now at 92, Byfield now at 91. Actually, they went down. All right, guys. We made it to the conference finals. 3 straight years we've made it to the conference finals. Can we make it back to the Stanley Cup? After losing in Game 7 last year, and the year before winning our first Stanley Cup ever, is Tristan Holmes leading the way with 16 points in 10 games. Here we go. KeyBank Center. We are by far the dominant team in terms of regular season performance through 1, and it is 3-1. Bellows, Patrick, and Stetcher, as again our offense has been clicking through 2 periods. Another 3 goals as Stetcher, Hanola, and Holmes dominate, and we'll finish it off as we win 7-3. As the offense from these Sabres has been ridiculous. Another 3 points for Holmes, who's I've got to think has got to be, he's almost a 2-point per game player in the postseason. That's Conn Smythe for sure if we are to make it. And we'll see here. Second, so Chicago takes a 1-0 lead over the Oilers. I'm curious to see what their roster looks like. And in Game 2 in Buffalo, we did go 1-1 in both series at home in Buffalo. We'll see if we can go 2-0 for the first time. Through first period, it is 2-0 again. Strome and Dahlin on the power play as our power play still clicking. Through 2 periods, it is 4-1 now as Gargiulo gets on the board. Strome as well. And a 3-goal lead will finish it out as Nolan Patrick will score to make it 5-1. And we are cruising in the third round as Lindbaum will get a first star with a goal against and 970 save percentage. As he's now starting to help out a little bit in terms of the score is, it's been all our offense carrying us so far. As we're in game number 3, it's 1-1 in the Western Conference Finals. Let's see if we can just put him to bed. None of this. We don't want to get near a Game 7. Wow. 3-2 in the first period is, again, another crazy first in this playoff run. We've seen a ton of it. Peverly, I believe that might be his first. Eichel again. Through 2 periods, though, it is now 3-3. We've got our first close game. We'll play out the third period. We are leading in shots, 3-3, trying to put the stranglehold on this. And we do with Eichel on the power play, but Suzuki gets it right back as a great back and forth game here. Can we put him away? Shane Wright is going to score late. Do we have an answer? We do. Eichel again, our captain. We win these as Boldy scores. It's now 6-5. Shouldn't have said anything. Do we have one more answer? It does not look like it, and we will drop our first game in Montreal. 3 goals for Eichel. Not enough. Oof, as our goaltending falters once again. Now, again, we're in kind of a scary situation. I do not want to be tied, but we still have a game to play with. Let's go. Again, we're the far superior team. Through 1. Byfield on the power play again, 1-0. Through 2, it's now 1-1 as they are now starting to fight in this playoff matchup. 1-1 here in game number 4. Cousins scores 2-1 now. Power play for Montreal. That one doesn't go. 2-2. Shane Wright scores as he's been clutch. Are we going to get OT? Power play for the Canadians. Okay, 37 shots to 30. And they score. Back-to-back losses, and they are right back in this series. As it looked like we might have a shot at rolling away with this series, we're now tied 2-2 after some clutch 1-goal wins. 26 points in 14 games for Holmes. We've got to win this game and avoid being on the brink. Through the first period, we take the lead again. Gargiulo through 2. 3-0. Holmes and Strome. Perfect. We'll play out the third. We score again. All right, perfect. Patrick gets on the board early in the third. This looks like that should be it, and it is. 5-0. Okay. All right, that's a bit better as Lindbaum finally has another good game in this series after some crushing defeats there in games 3 and 4. As the Blackhawks defeat the Oilers, and it will be the Blackhawks in the Stanley Cup Final. Can we eliminate the Montreal Canadiens and go on to our second Stanley Cup appearance in 3 seasons? All right, here we go. We were here last year. We lost in double overtime in Game 7 against the Islanders. Battling back 2-1. We have the first period lead again. Eichel and Enola. Through 2, though. We have another big lead as Dahlin scores. Can we hold on to this lead? 3-1. We're still beating them in shots. Power play for Montreal. They don't score. Power play for us. Can we score? We don't. Can we hold on and eliminate the Canadiens again? They were the far less superior team in terms of regular season. 4-1, and that's going to do it, it looks like, as we will win 4-1. And Lindbaum with a couple great bounce-back games. And boys, we are back in the Stanley Cup Finals. Okay. All right, and we are going to be playing the Chicago Blackhawks, who, again, look far inferior to us. As we'll take a look now at their squad. How does their squadron look? Oh my goodness, it's not even close. You've got to think this would be one of the biggest upsets. Oh my goodness, let's take a look at their team. If Stamkos just retired, there shouldn't be any Taves or Kane, I would think. They've got Braden Point, Alexander Nylander, and Nasir Millet. Who is he? First overall pick in 2023. Wow, that's a good first line. Nick Henry, Dylan Larkin, he's now 33 years old. Kayamov, Albin Eriksson, Walmark, Dag, Zetterlund, Trainin, and Marland. It's not a bad forward group, obviously a lot less depth. The second line is rough. Defense-wise, it's Ian Mitchell, Adam Bachfist, Hollowell, Murray, Dmitriev, and Woodworth. And in nets, Yaroslav Askarov, who has got to be one of the best goaltenders in the league. What's his save percent? 933 save percentage. So I wonder how they got here. Let's take a look at where they finished in terms of points, though. Like I said, this has got to be one of the biggest mismatches, as we're number 1 with 128 points. Just our best season by far. And the Chicago Blackhawks finished with 94. We almost had 30 points more than them. Sorry, we did have more than 30 points. That's terrible math. Unbelievable. All right, boys. The Stanley Cup Final. We're back. We've made the Cup 2 out of the last 3 years. Can we win it and truly be a dynasty with 2 and 3? All right, here we go. Game number 1 in Buffalo. We've gone 1-1 in every single round except for Montreal. And we start out with another explosion. This has got to be a record for most goals in first periods. Byfield, Cousins, and Strome, 3-0 lead. Through 2, another 3. Byfield and 2 from Eichel. We're going to finish that one off 8-1 as we just put an absolute pounding on the Blackhawks. It's Byfield with 4 points, Holmes with 3, and the big guns for us have just been doing all of the work. And that, I hope, is a sign of things to come. As in the AHL, we are going to Game 7. Wow. We have a chance to actually Wow, and they didn't fix this. So let's put the big boys back in. Oh my goodness. That's fine on defense. That's Kravchenko, our first round pick. Chris Miller will put Howard back in. Oh my goodness, this is bad. Okay, hopefully the AHL squadron could win. All right, game number 2 now. Here we go. Game 2, Cup Final. A 2030 Stanley Cup. We start out with our 2 goals. Gargiulo and Patrick. It's starting to become absolutely automatic. Another goal there by Eichel, and it's a 3-goal lead. We're going to sim the third, and it's just more of the same. Downing, who is having a absolute Hall of Fame run for us. I've got to see how many points he's got, because in that series against the Leafs, he did most of the heavy lifting, as Holmes has 32 points. 32 points. Where's Downing? 14 points in 16 games. Look how many guys have almost point per game. We have 6 players that are point per game. That's incredible. As we are now up 2-0. Can we make it 3-0 and put a stranglehold on? As it looks like we're in the Calder Cup final as well. We won that game 7. Let's go. Could we win a Calder Stanley Cup combo and just cement this series? First period. Do we score another 3? We score 2, and it's 2-2 as Chicago finally shows up. Through 2. It's 4-3 for Chicago, as now they're trying to put some actual offensive. They're showing up. It's 5-3 now. It's our first bad game. Allowed 5 goals here. Can we come back, though? Can we have the firepower to do it? 5-3. I don't know if it's going to be possible, though. We'll see. Doesn't look like it. 6-3 now as Kirby Dach scores, and that should do it. Oh, we do get one. Patrick gets one, and it's 6-4. All right, so we don't put the stranglehold on. Now, can we avoid disaster? And avoid going back to Buffalo tied at 2. Another good first period would be great. And Chicago has a good one. It's 2-0. But we get 2 of our own, and now we're trailing by 1 in the third period. Can we battle back? And finally, Chicago shows up, but we've got another goal there from Chicago, and we answer it back. Gunther. Okay. All right, still a 1-goal game. Under 10 to go in the third. Game number 4. Trying to avoid losing 2 straight again. And it looks like that we need Gord Downing to step up. Oh my goodness, Peverly with 9 seconds. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. He ties it up. The trade deadline acquisition. The 4th line center for us. Beats Askarov. Let's see if it means anything. Can we win in overtime? Oh my goodness, this would be huge. Put them on the brink with a 9-second game-tying goal. They get a power play. We kill it. 40 shots on goal against Askarov already. Into the final 5 minutes of the first overtime. They have 35 shots. We're approaching 50. And we win. Gruden, unbelievable. What a comeback. Unbelievable. They had 9 seconds left. They scored to tie things up. And we win in overtime, and now we've got them on the brink as Holmes with 33 points. Unbelievable. How's things looking in the AHL? It's 1-1. Here we go, guys. Can we win our second Stanley Cup in 3 years? 3 goals in the first, downing Eichel and Peverley again as he's now stepping up huge. It is only 3-2, though. It's 5 goals on 14 shots. Oh, my goodness. Second period is all us. Gargiulo, Trevelyan, and Holmes. And, boys, we are moments away. 4-goal lead in the third period from capturing our second Stanley Cup in 3 seasons as they get a power play goal late. Under 5 to go. We're going to pause it. As we pause it with 28 seconds left, we've got a 4-goal lead. We are going to play this out, though.
Buffalo's won the draw. They gain possession here inside the neutral zone. And he gets the puck right back. Chicago's gained possession along the boards. The Blackhawks move to the offensive zone. The Sabres will play it in their own end and tries to make a diagonal pass to Holmes. Have you met Lord Stanley? Well, you're about to hear as they are about to win the most coveted prize in hockey. You know, in a moment like this, Ray, you've been around this game for decades. Who comes to mind when you look at all the guys jumping out on the ice celebrating right now? Who do you think of in these moments?
Well, for me, it was Bobby Orr and his famous picture flying through the air against the St. Louis Blues. That's the one that always comes to mind, the most iconic photo, I believe, in the Stanley Cup Finals in the history of the game.
And time for one of the great traditions in all of sports, the handshake here.
Even though there are bitter feelings through the series, it is awesome to go through and show your respect to the winners.
Any arguments with your Conn Smythe winner?
In my mind, none. The best player throughout the playoff tournament, I think he should be honored as the Conn Smythe Trophy winner.
When you get called out by the commissioner, this is the one time it's okay for the league office to call you out, isn't it?
It is. What a fantastic celebration every year when you see the first player to get to the trophy just throw it up over his head, how happy they are, how elated they are that it's all over.
And as they start to pass the championship around, I'm always curious as the pecking order, and when is that determined?
Well, I think it's on seniority. I don't really know how it's determined. I never got to this far, so nobody asked me.
And as they gather for the team photo, there are your Stanley Cup champions.
This is the emotional picture, the one with the cup for the first time. The polished one will be in a couple of days when everybody's shaved their beards.
Well, folks, that was a perfect season. Won the President's Trophy with our best regular season, I believe, ever. Then won the Stanley Cup against the Chicago Blackhawks. As we will finish out, actually, let's just finish out the Calder Cup, as we might win this as well. We'll just play this out, as this would cement our absolute insane run with this squad. As we win. Unbelievable. We're the Stanley Cup and Calder Cup champions. An absolutely incredible run. As Tristan Holmes won the Conn Smythe. We'll take a look at the awards now. As we won, again, you see it there, 2 of the last 3 years. We have won the Stanley Cup. We won the President's Trophy. Again, 2 of the last 3 years as well. And the Prince of Wales, obviously. On to the individual awards. Jack Eichel will win the Art Ross Trophy. He'll win the Hart Memorial, as well as Quentin Byfield a few years ago did win. The Norris has been Morgan Riley's for the last 4 years. Unbelievable. The Lady Byng goes to DeBrincat. And the Calder to Axelson of the Bruins. Tristan Holmes wins the Conn Smythe. The Vezina goes to Bigris. And William Jennings as well. Bill Masterson to Volkov. And Jack Adams to the Dallas Stars coach Conacher. Selke to Elias Pettersson. The Ted Lindsay Award to Jack Eichel, who had just an insane year. The Maurice Richard to Shane Wright. And yeah, just an incredible season here for the boys as we win both. Well, guys, I mean, there isn't really much else to do. We have rebuilt these Buffalo Sabres. I want to thank everyone for watching. There's no doubt that we've made them into a dynasty. That's 3 conference finals in a row, 2 Stanley Cups in 3 years. Jack Eichel, champion finally, again, and cementing himself as one of the best. That is going to do it for our Buffalo Sabres rebuild, guys. Thank you for everyone that has stayed tuned throughout this entire series. Leave your comments down below in terms of who you would like to see us do next in terms of a rebuild. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been a great series. I'll see you guys next time.